Hello, I'm Adam Newman. This is my official YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support them. The Young and the Restless. Spoilers. Full Monday, full episodes, the 22nd of June, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, you gorgeous drama lovers. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive headfirst into the most unhinged soap opera chaos we have ever witnessed, and we are so ready to spill every single drop of this piping hot tea with you all. Stop what you are doing. You guys, I am deceased. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now, because my brain is genuinely short-circuiting and I cannot process the absolute cinematic mayhem that is about to drop on Monday, June 22. Oh my god, besties. Okay, I'm literally voice typing this while I'm running errands. Literally standing in the middle of the grocery store aisle looking like a complete lunatic because I just had to jump on here and vent. I was mid-skincare when I read these spoilers, and I literally smeared charcoal mask all over my pristine white rug. I had to yeet my phone across the room because the sheer audacity of these characters is straight up astronomical. We are not just watching this show anymore. We are invested. And I am personally attacked by the choices these people are making. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. Let's just rip the band-aid off and start with the most genuinely unhinged, twisted, I cannot even pairing to ever grace Genoa City. We need to talk about Phyllis Summers and Matt Clark. Yes, you heard me. Bestie, be for real right now. Because they are officially crossing a line that I didn't even know existed. Apparently, Matt and Phyllis are taking things to the next level, and romance is straight up blossoming. Are we calling them fat? Malice? I am glitching. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Phyllis literally kidnapped this man. She chained him up in a dark basement to use him as a bargaining chip against Victor Newman after Matt saved Nick's life. Sienna literally had to beat Phyllis to a pulp to rescue him. And now, they are going on a date? I am hyperventilating. It's giving major villain era, and I am totally living for it, while simultaneously wanting to scream into a pillow. Matt asks Phyllis out, and she basically says yes. Like, she's completely ignoring the fact that Matt is a dangerous sociopath who has terrorized her entire social circle, which is honestly so unhinged, but also, it's Phyllis. She is so desperate for an ally, so desperate to stick it to Victor and Christine, that she is willing to date the devil himself. And don't even get me started on the vibes. Can you imagine the absolute aesthetic of these two sipping martinis at the GCAC? By the way, have you noticed the lighting at the GCAC lately? It's been looking so moody and blue, like they changed the bulbs to match the depression of the characters. Anyway, random tangent. Moving on. Phyllis is officially on my do not perceive list because this is a dumpster fire, but I cannot look away. She is ignoring his evil side because, let's face it, she needs a win. But manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no way Malice ends in anything but flames and destruction. Like, let's really unpack the psychology here, besties. Phyllis was literally held hostage in a twisted psychological trap by Martin Laurent not that long ago. She and Sharon trauma bonded over that absolute nightmare. And now, while Diane is potentially being held by that exact same doctor, if Markham is Martin in disguise, Phyllis is out here sipping champagne with Matt Clark. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw. Phyllis is usually the smartest person in the room, but her vendetta against Christine and Victor has completely blinded her. She is so hyper-focused on her AI evidence scandal and saving Summer's company that she is willing to sleep with the enemy. Literally, Matt is a walking red flag, a literal neon sign of danger, but Phyllis is putting on her rose-colored glasses and calling it a vibe. I am screaming into the void. I genuinely want to shake her by the shoulders and yell, "Girl, stand up!" But knowing Phyllis, she probably thinks she can out-manipulate the manipulator. Spoiler alert, she can't. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. If you thought Phyllis dating her kidnapping victim was chaotic, hold my iced coffee, because Jack Abbott has completely lost the plot. I am genuinely unwell over this. Jack has a daring plan to rescue Diane, and his first step was basically moving Patty Williams into the Abbott mansion. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Yes, Patty, I poisoned your granddaughter and stole your wife's face. Williams is living in the mansion. Jack is trying to play 4D chess with a woman who doesn't even play on a board. He thinks he can manipulate Patty to get to Diane, who is currently locked in a barred room by Doctor. Lawrence Markham. And don't even get me started on the sheer trauma of the yacht incident. Jack is basically weaponizing Patty's delusional obsession with him. She literally showed him a staged photo of Diane unconscious in a white padded cell, and her price for Diane's location was for Jack to sleep with her. To recreate their magic from the yacht, I am physically gagging. The fact that Jack is now playing along, moving her into the Abbott mansion, where his son Kyle is currently freaking out and searching for his mother, is the most reckless, chaotic decision in the history of daytime television. Imagine Kyle walking down the stairs to get a snack and bumping into Patty Williams in a silk robe. I would simply pass away. Let's dissect this absolute cinematic masterpiece of a mess. Diane is trapped in a house with barred windows, armed with nothing but a letter opener, being gaslit by this creepy doctor, Markham, who keeps telling her she had a mental breakdown. And Jack's brilliant, world-ending plan? He's going to lure Dr. Markham out of his house so Diane can escape. Bestie, what? Jack Abbott, you are a CEO, not a Navy SEAL. If Dr. Markham is actually Martin Laron in disguise, which, oh my god, the books by Dr. Alan Laron in the room are a dead giveaway. Jack is walking straight into a psychological meat grinder. Jack thinks he is so slick, but this plan is straight up destined to fail. Markham is a master manipulator. He's going to see right through Jack's little distraction. I am physically vibrating from the stress of this. I can already see Jack standing in the park, trying to stall Markham, while Diane is back at the house probably fighting for her life. The stakes are astronomical, and Jack is basically bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. And hold on, I should have mentioned this earlier, but Tracy Abbott is the only one with actual brain cells right now. She caught Patty paying off the doctor, and she's the one pulling the psychological strings. Jack needs to sit down and let Tracy handle this, because his daring plan is going to get someone killed. I am calling it, the villain arc is about to go nuclear, and Jack is going to end up locked in that padded cell right next to Diane. The absolute sheer audacity of Jack thinking he can outsmart a corrupt psychiatrist while simultaneously keeping Patty Williams pacified in his own home. It's a recipe for an absolute disaster. I literally had to pause my life to process this. Jack is playing with fire, and Patty is basically a walking flamethrower. Okay, take a deep breath with me, because this next part is genuinely heartbreaking, and I am not emotionally prepared. We need to talk about Nikki Newman. My heart is actually shattering into a million pieces. For weeks, Nikki has been suffering from these horrifying, dizzying headaches, and she's been brushing them off as just symptoms of her MS. Victoria has been straight up begging her to see a doctor. Victor tried to ask her about it, but because they're in this toxic separation phase, it just turned into a bitter argument. It's giving classic Newman stubbornness, and it has been so frustrating to watch. Well, on Monday, the stubbornness finally breaks. Nikki goes to the doctor, and you guys, she gets a devastating diagnosis. I am genuinely tearing up just thinking about it. The spoilers say it's a grim, potentially fatal diagnosis that leaves both Nikki and Victoria absolutely terrified. Stop. This is not a drill. Nikki Newman is the matriarch, the queen, the absolute backbone of that family. And seeing her vulnerable is straight up destroying me. What could it be? A brain tumor? An aneurysm? The fact that the spoilers specifically say fatal has me spiraling into an existential crisis. Imagine the scene. The sterile doctor's office. The hum of the fluorescent lights, which, by the way, why are doctors' offices always painted that weird, depressing shade of beige? It's like they want you to feel worse. Anyway, imagine Victoria holding her mother's hand, both of them freezing, as the doctor delivers the news. Victoria has been carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. She's dealing with Nick's horrifying drug addiction, Adam's constant lurking, Victor's ruthless schemes, and now she has to face the reality that her mother might be dying. The emotional toll on the Newman family is about to be unprecedented. I can already picture the tears, the dramatic hospital corridor conversations, the slow-motion hugs. I am literally crying in the dairy aisle right now. People are staring at me, but I don't even care. Nikki Newman is a survivor, but this feels different. This feels final, and I am not okay with it. And how is Victor going to react? He has been so busy plotting against Jack, using Diane's disappearance to his advantage, and trying to destroy Phyllis that he has completely neglected the love of his life. When Victor finds out that Nikki is facing a potentially fatal illness, his entire world is going to crash down around him. I am manifesting a total breakdown for the mustache. He is going to realize that all his corporate warfare means absolutely nothing if he loses his my baby. The guilt is going to eat him alive, and honestly, he deserves it for being so emotionally unavailable lately. But seeing Nikki, usually so poised and powerful, facing her own mortality, it's a high-octane emotional train wreck, and I am clutching my chest because I cannot take it. If Victor doesn't drop everything and sprint to her side, I am personally flying to Genoa City to fight him. Besties, Monday's episode is going to be an absolute roller coaster of chaos, romance, terrible plans, and heartbreaking tragedy. From Phyllis and Matt's toxic, unhinged malice date, to Jack's chaotic attempt to outsmart a criminal mastermind, to Nikki's world-shattering medical news, we are in for a wild ride. I need everyone to mentally prepare, hydrate, and maybe keep a paper bag nearby to breathe into, because Genoa City is officially off the rails. Did I say that yet? Ugh. Whatever, my brain is mush. I'm gonna go try and scrub this charcoal mask out of my rug while I continue to spiral over Jack moving Patty into his house. Let me know in the comments if you were Team Fat or Team Malice, and please send all your positive vibes to Nikki Newman because she genuinely needs them.